What is彩礼, which translates as bride price? And is it sexist?
In very ancient Chinese culture, if I were to marry a man, then their family has to pay my family a certain amount of money or goods so I can join them to be part of their household. But why would someone invent something like this?
Thousands of years ago, when most of the economy was based on agriculture, one person equaled one worker. Everyone had to work in the fields, including children. And one more person was one more income for the family.
Whoa!
And to marry traditionally meant the woman left her household to join her husband's family. And that meant one less person for her own family. Hence, the men's family paid the woman's family for that loss in labor.
Kind of makes sense.
And if a woman wanted some status in her future husband's family, her family had to also provide a gift to the man's family, and this is known as dowry or 嫁妆. The bigger the dowry, the bigger voice she'd have. Long ago, 彩礼 could mean meat and poultry, fabrics, wine, tea, and household necessities. It wasn't just to pay for that one extra person, though. It was also to demonstrate a willingness to engage in the marriage, to show you're being serious about it. Now, 彩礼 consists of a lot of cash, from at least 10,000 yuan to several 100,000 yuan. In the big cities, though, many women's families waive it, but they do ask the man's family to provide an independent home for the new couple and a car.
And how much is that? More than 2 million kwai in cities like Shanghai. But back to bride price, in recent years, this has sometimes become a thorny issue in rural areas across China.
It's come to a point where some of the husband's families say they're being extorted. Some women's families have gone as far as to request an exorbitant amount of money the day before the wedding, so the man's family would feel they can't refuse. The number of lawsuits related to bride price across China has risen from 85 in 2011 to close to 10,000 in 2016. Now, China's Supreme People's Court has banned demanding 彩礼 as a precondition for marriage.
This is Shanghai's pre-marriage negotiations corner.
Here, parents looking for a marriage partner for their adult child list the material provisions they've prepared for them in hope that a match can be made.
This is so that parents of a future couple can meet first and avoid getting into a situation like not agreeing on bride price right before the marriage is about to happen. 2 people just came to ask me where I'm from, if I would be interested in a match.
But this isn't just a problem of the women's families being greedy. Just think about the men-to-women ratio.
Here's what people think. Some people say a man should pay money for a woman because it shows him how hard it is to marry this woman.
Sounds like a medieval prenup to deter possible divorces.
On the other side, people say this perpetuates the objectification of women. No monetary exchanges should be involved in marrying anyone.
And this mentality is on a huge up and up in modern China.
But for those in favor of 彩礼, people say, wait, that would just make it even less fair for the women because traditionally a man always pays, and now a man gets a woman and a cheap way out? What?
But don't forget, if somebody paid, they will make you work for it.
In modern China, Chinese women are expected to take care of children and go to work, and do the sweeping, washing, and cooking.
And the men are only expected to work.
My point is, if one part of the marital tradition is to be banished, it should be tossed out with an entire basket of traditions. I'd be totally down for banishing 彩礼, or the man has to pay for the house, or the man has to pay for the car, the man has to pay for the duh and the duh, if it can be agreed that the man shoulders the same household responsibilities as I do.
I don't think you can earn respect by asking someone to pay for you. You kind of lose respect by doing that.
If your boss paid for you to work here, do you feel like you can yell at your boss?
I don't know.
See? Gender equality aside, there are so many more layers to the whole bride price issue.
The bride price is it given to the family or the woman herself? If it's paid to the family in a single-child situation, under Chinese culture and in a well-functioning family, one could assume this money will eventually go to the daughter. But it'd be totally different if the family has more than one child, or if the family is kind of dysfunctional.
If it's paid to the woman herself, and later she felt compelled to use it towards her family expenses, that'd kind of be like not paying at all. It's complicated.
Anyway, that discussion can go on for another 2 hours.
What do you think about bride price / dowry? Let me know in the comment section down below.